Hey, thanks for joining me. We need to have a little talk. We need to have a serious discussion about the wounded feminine and what the hell it's doing. Everybody in the world is going to have some type of wounded feminine. There's no avoiding that. They've got wounded masculine too, but I'll save that for another video because it's so different. But there needs to be some clarification about this because women being at each other's throats for dumb shit, that needs to stop. It just needs to stop. Usually, you know, I try to be kind and soft and nice to y'all, and you know, try to go easy on you and stuff like that, and try to help you understand how it's not always your fault, and all that stuff's true. I still stand by that. But right now, we need to have talk about women bullying each other because that's horse shit. If you, online or in public, if you have the balls to do it in public, girl, I don't know what's going to happen to you because women are getting crazier. We've already got men that are starting to kill us more because we're not giving out our phone number or what have you. And that, with that escalating, I don't think this is a good time for us to be stabbing each other in the back. Do you see what I mean? Because we don't have anybody. Bros always have their bros to back them up just about no matter what they do. And we need to kind of close ranks. We need to take a cue from our biggest enemies, and because at least women aren't killing each other. But we need to take a cue from the ones that hate us the most and do as they do because they are protected. And what I mean is you need to start copying men and close ranks with each other and help each other out. And the reason I'm telling you this is because this isn't a good time for us to turn our backs on each other. It just isn't. Things are getting worse. The number one killer for pregnant women right now, well, excuse me, it's not right now. It's been this way a long time. But the number one killer of pregnant women is the father. It's the baby's father. It's not heart disease. It's not gestational diabetes or whatever. It's not any of that shit that the doctor can help you with. It's just the man in the house or not in the house. So that being our situation, I have to bring your attention to this shit because I have to make you understand why I'm telling you what I'm telling you and why I want you to understand the severity of this. Women stabbing each other in the back right now is not going to... It didn't help us 100 years ago. It's not going to help us now. And so it's time to drop that. And the women that I'm mainly talking to, if this helps to clarify, are the ones who get pissed off because their damn feelings are hurt that they see some other woman, you know, doing something that they think they couldn't get by with. And I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. If your feelings are hurt and you're pissed off and you're being judgmental and you're being harsh and you're being condescending to some woman who is doing something that you think you could never get away with, or something that you think you can't do because you're not smart enough or you don't have the resources or whatever your excuse is, and those are excuses. There's no room for excuses around here, not on this page. I mean, like, usually I baby y'all a little bit, but this is one of those videos where I can't do that. Your hurt feelings towards yourself and feeling sorry for yourself, and your hurt feelings about other women who you think are doing better or living better than how you are because they just, you know, got dealt a better hand or what have you, it's time to put that to bed. We're not 17. We're not 17 anymore. There might be a 17-year-old that watches this video someday, but no offense to you, but you know, that's pretty... Once you start getting grown, you have to put that stuff behind you, period. And women attacking each other is atrocious. And the shit, the backstabbing and the lies and the poisoning that goes on, especially when you don't realize, especially the fake friend shit, that pisses me off the most. I've done a video on this before, but this needs to be rehashed because it needs to be said. The fake friendship shit is atrocious. It's just beyond words. If you hate some woman because you think she's doing better than you, then you just need to just tell her, just do the world a favor and just tell her to her face, you know, I fucking hate you because you're doing this and I think I can't do it, so I'm just gonna hate you. Problem solved. She'll probably block you or just quit talking to you, whatever, or block your number, and you'll never have to deal with her again. You'll never hear from her again. Problem solved for both of you. Because she doesn't need you in her life, trying to add bullshit to what she's trying to do or distract her from what she's doing. Because she's working on herself. Most likely, if you're that hurt, she may be doing better than you. I usually don't say it this way, but if you're that hurt over another woman who you think is doing that much better than you, maybe she is. Maybe she is doing better than you. But maybe she's doing better than you because she's actually taking the time to sit down with herself and work herself out a little bit and work on her life and do whatever it is her priorities are. Go back to school, make some money, get a better man in her life, take good care of her children, give them, the things they deserve, got into a better apartment or something in a better neighborhood, made amends with her parents or something, or made amends with somebody and like replenished a relationship of some kind or something like that. Lost weight, went to therapy, is doing better, is happier. Whatever it is that she's done that you seem to think that you either can't do, can't pull off, can't get by with, can't figure out, don't have the money for, don't have the wherewithal for, don't have the presence of mind, don't have the capacity, don't have the intellect to do, all these excuses you're coming up with is keeping you in your little bullshit cycle of not going anywhere and hating everybody else for it. Period. That's it. I'm done with this. This is bullshit. This is the whole reason I created the Wounded Feminine course to start with, Healing the Wounded Feminine, because this has to stop. This is not a time in world history we can afford to be at each other's throats. We've got a lot of enemies coming from all angles, and this isn't a good time for us to turn on each other, because each woman will really be on her own. There's no use in that. There's no use in that. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. We're supposed to be so connected to nature, and we're supposed to be so fucking, empathic, and we're supposed to be so goddamn intuitive, and we're supposed to be so magical, and we're supposed to be all this other shit. And we are supposed to be those things, because we have to wear a lot of fucking hats, because we have to play 20 fucking roles at once, and everyone knows that. Everyone who's had to do it knows it. But I'm telling you, if you want to, you just need to get your shit together. Pick something. Either be mad about your life, because you didn't take initiative or whatever the fuck, or you let some man push you around. Let that be a lesson. Whatever that is that you're so mad about, you spent your money on something stupid, now you don't have any. You did something dumb and you got evicted, or whatever, you got in trouble with the police, or you lost your friends over something stupid, or, you and your parents got in a fight and it's just like a battle of the wills and no one wants to apologize. Whatever your issue is that you're so upset about that you think is holding you back from being as great as the next woman, that you really need to sit down with that and face that and dig into that. If you need a coach or a therapist or somebody to help you with that, then get that. If you can't afford that, then damn it, you watch as many YouTube videos as you need to, and you read as many essays on psychology as you need to understand yourself. Start somewhere. Start somewhere. But this shit about, that fucking bitch, how dare she? I don't understand that anymore. Like, I'm tired of trying to understand that. I'm tired of trying to understand it. If your feelings are hurt, there's something that's what you need to look at, not defend. The whole point of the wounds and the whole point of even coming to this planet is to sit down and work out shit in yourself that hasn't been worked out yet. That's the whole point of being on this planet. If you can't handle it, bro, you shouldn't have come down here. Shouldn't have come down here. I'll go so far as to say you may have agreed to this before we even all got pushed out. So whatever the situation is, whatever our situation is, however the fuck we got here and however the fuck all this started, I don't know, it's beyond me, but I'm telling you, we're here now. We're here now, in each other's faces, up each other's asses. The world's getting more and more crowded. There's not going to be any escaping anything now, especially with everything being online. So you may as well get your shit together and act right and, be real with yourself. If you're 30-something years old and you're still upset about what other women are doing, you need to stop. You just need to stop and sit your ass down and say, okay, why am I feeling this hurt? Why am I feeling this threatened by somebody who I think is doing better than me? Because let me tell you, half the time, especially if you're a fake bitch, half the time when you're that hurt by somebody, the woman that you're that hurt about probably doesn't even know what the fuck is going on with you, if she even knows you exist at all. And you know how angry men get about that. So I know you're angry too, you know, because rejection by a woman, it hurts everybody. It hurts no matter who you are, because we're universal. So, you know, and our power is universal. So when we say no to something, to somebody, it hurts no matter who you are. So I understand that you're hurt, but what I don't understand is why you won't make your peace with it, and why you won't come to terms with it, and why you won't just face yourself and be done with it. You know, I've seen women that are with gray hair, and they're still pissed off and angry at other women for doing what? For doing what? Living their goddamn life. Why? You're mad because you spent your savings or your time or your energy in something that has proved to not be, you know, what you thought it was. A man, a degree, a job, a house you don't like that's fallen apart, whatever it is that you've devoted yourself to that isn't working out for you. It's time to make a change. All you gotta do is make a change. You can change your life anytime you want, but you gotta sit your ass down and look at yourself and say, okay, you know, what am I doing wrong here? Because I'm in control. You're in control of your shit. This is your show. This is your circus. This is your bullshit. It's on you. If you were 12, I'd be telling you different, but you're not. You are grown. So this bullshit about, well, you know, that bitch, blah, blah, blah. Quit worrying about that bitch. Quit worrying about her. Quit worrying about it. Do you know all the times I've had women who I thought were my fucking friends who actually turned and stabbed me in the fucking back because I found out that their damn feelings were hurt by some shit I was doing that I didn't even think was important? Do you know how many times I've done shit that I didn't think was a big deal? And all the years, which is basically my whole fucking life, that I hated myself and tried to myself. And there was women out there who hated me for being amazing and hated me for doing things that they never got by with, or that they never were able to figure out how to do. I sit here and I work on my own website all the time. I just tweaked it last night. I did a whole bunch of stuff on there. I was on there like 2 or 3 hours doing stuff. I put together the whole thing by myself. It's not a big deal. Like, that's not difficult. You're angry at women, and then I heard about it later on, and how somebody didn't know what to do on a website, and they sent my link of my website to somebody to have it copied. Well, it never happened, obviously, because if you go look at her website, it looks like, you know, whatever, but just whatever. It's whatever. But that's not difficult. And considering, girl, that me and you come from the same age group and we come from the same generation, the fact that you can't figure that out, you need to sit down and do it. You just need to sit down and do it. You just need to sit down and do it. There's things that you can do that look as good as what I'm doing. It's not even a big deal. It's not even a big deal. I see myself as important, but I don't see myself as such a big deal that, you know, nobody can compete with me. That's fucking ridiculous. And the fact that any of you or that so many of you are so damn insecure about yourselves, and you're so damn worried about whether or not you're still getting attention from men, whether, you know, your kids can turn out just like you or not, or whether other women or men are going to be at your feet, you know, begging for your help and worshiping you because you're so amazing and you've been so helpful and you're so great and your advice is great and you're just such a good role model and you're so knowledgeable on so many different things and you're just so that. If that's what you're worried about, you need to stop. You need to just stop everything you're doing and sit down and just get out a fucking notebook or something and organize your damn thoughts and feelings about who the fuck you are. This is a huge part of healing, and it's sure as hell a huge part of recovering from the narcissist, because his motherfucking ass probably has wounded feminine too. Well, of course it does, because he's like that because his mommy didn't give him enough attention. Period. That is it. The ones, the overt narcissists, like the classic narcissists that think they're, you know, God's gift to humankind, they think that way because their mommy didn't hug them enough when they were little, and to make up for that, they're trying to carry themselves and walk around like they're some kind of Greek demigod. They're aggravating as fuck, but that's why they do what they're doing. I'm not justifying it or saying it's cool, because it's obviously not, because they ruin women's lives with their behavior. But that's why they're doing that. So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like you've got to really go all the way and do whatever it is you've got to do. Go back to school. Make sure you've got the best man that you think everyone else would want. Make sure that everyone knows how smart your kid is and that your child's unusually smart. You don't know what you're going to do with them. And your man's better looking than everybody else. And, you know, you're getting railed like a horse every night. And you're getting more and more certificates, and you're getting more and more money, and you're getting more and more whatever, and your life is just so goddamn perfect. If you're having to put that image out there, if you're working that hard to maintain that image, the people who have their fucking heads screwed on right are going to know you're full of shit. And they're either going to ignore you, or they're just going to be nice to you because they feel sorry for you. So you have no friends. You have no real friends because you're fake as shit. You've got to stop. If you want to really and truly preserve yourself, the fake shit isn't going to last, because you can't keep that up forever. That'd be like saying you were going to the gym every day and you're not, and you're sitting at home just getting bigger. You can't keep that up because it's going to catch on, because everybody's going to look at you one day and say, okay, so that wasn't true. So the lies have to stop. There's probably a lot of women right now who are watching this video who know me or don't know me, who feel like I'm attacking them. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to attack you. But I've got to bring your attention to the shit you're doing to yourself that's hurting you. Because that, number one, that's the whole point of the dark feminine. And I'm absolutely the dark feminine because I say shit people don't want to hear. But you have to hear this because you have to. You just have to. And I'm passionate about this because I want to help women. I'm a women's empowerment coach. Hell yeah. But that doesn't always mean I'm supposed to just hold your hand and feed you cupcakes and shit like that. But yeah, I'd like to do that too. Yeah, but like if it makes you feel better, you know, I'm here to help you, and I'm here to raise you up, and I'm here to bolster you and show you the good things about yourself, and show you your potential, and show you what you can be, and the possibilities out there for yourself and for your life, and how good your life can be. I want you to see all those things. But you can't get there without looking at the shit you're doing. You can't, you know, expect to go to a public bathroom and like, you know, never smell somebody else's shit when you're in there. Like, there's things you have to, there's always going to be something there that you don't like, and you have to, you just have to work it out. You've just got to. There's no other way this can go. The hurt feelings about somebody else supposedly doing better than you, because your problem is that you think she's better than you. You think she's better than you. You're mad that she's doing something that you think you'd never get by with, or, you know, that you were taught you would never be able to do. So what your mom taught you and what men have taught you about your value and, you know, what you're going to be capable of and where your limits are and where the ceiling is, the glass ceiling and all that kind of shit, you need to just put all that aside and forget everything you were fucking taught about that, because this world has made good and goddamn sure that women are going to be and stay and remain at the bottom, you know, where they belong, because that's easier for the people controlling them. So, because you've been a victim to the brainwashing, the same brainwashing all the rest of us have gotten from Disney and everything the fuck else, we have all been under that rainstorm. We've all been caught in that. But it's up to you if you want to get your act together and pull out your damn umbrella. I'm trying to use ideas like make y'all understand. I'm improvising all of this, but this is important. And men have wounded feminine too. Don't get me started on that shit. They act it out differently from what we do, but they have it too. And they'll tell you they don't because they don't know what it goddamn means. So just don't listen to them. But you just have to fix this. If this sounds like you, I'm not trying to tear you apart. I'm not trying to like be some heartless bitch. That's not my intention. It's never my intention. But it's just time to change your fucking ways. It's just time. There's too much of this shit. There's too much of women like taking the time to say cruel things to each other and taking the time to backstab or start rumors or you know, get a whole crowd together, get a band together, get an entourage together. Yeah, we're going to take so-and-so out. Well, what for? Let me ask you something. When you and your friends get together and y'all, like, you know, create your own coven or whatever, just to do spell work against, like, one bitch, once she's dead or whatever it is that you want to happen to her, if you actually accomplish that, And then, like, there's a void there, right? Because there's nobody else to focus on. What do you do in the... I have two questions. What do you do in the meantime? And then after that, once another bitch takes her place, then what? Do you just do it all over again? Do you just do it all over again? I don't get it. So, yeah, it's just time to look at how you're feeling about other women, because how you feel about them is how you feel about yourself. No one wants to fucking talk about this. I don't understand. If you are hating her that damn bad because she's a shining star or whatever the fuck, then let her be a shining star. She's already got men hating her because they can't control her. Leave her ass alone. Leave her fucking ass alone. Well, what does that have to do with you? Not a goddamn thing. Is that why you're mad? Does that have anything to do with you? Is that why you're angry? Because she can't credit you with nothing? Because you weren't involved? You can't take credit? You can't say, oh, yeah, I helped that bitch, so fuck her. You know. I mean, so what? Do you see what I mean? I don't care if there's a lot of hurt feelings about this. I don't care. This has to be said. Let me tell you, and if you're watching this and you're feeling what I'm saying, but like from my point of view, I'm going to create a course on the dark feminine and how to tap into that and how to embody it and how to use it to make your life better. If that sounds like something you want, stick around and watch my fucking space, whatever the fuck everybody says now. And I'm going to update y'all. So, you know, follow me or whatever, or save this video or something like that so that you can keep up, because I do have that in the works. Because this kind of shit needs to be said and it needs to be done. Women have too many enemies. You go to the you and him both go and get dental work. He comes out of there with Norco fucking 7.5 and you come out of there with ibuprofen 800. But y'all had the same work. Y'all had the same work done. So, yeah, you've got all kinds of shit coming your way that doesn't support you. You've got all kinds of shit coming your way that you've got laws. You've got some states, like Georgia in particular, telling you, oh, well, you can't have it removed until it's at least 6 weeks because, you know, that's a life. But if you're sick and it's making you sick, and by the way, dead tissues in your body makes you sick and can kill you, in case someone's figured that out yet. Because if it sits there, it poisons you. Georgia doesn't know that, apparently. And Georgia lawmakers must not know that. So with shit like that, you've got things coming at you from all directions. You know, you've already got men in charge who are making laws and all kinds of shit to hurt you and to keep you down and to keep their boot on your fucking throat. I'm not trying to get you to hate men, but I want you to pay attention. I have to say, this shit has to be said so that we can pay the fuck attention. So you've already got that. You've already got your employer telling you, you know, that you can't go home, you know, bleeding or not, you're not going to go home. I was at work one time, this was years ago, and that's before I went on birth control, because I had to take birth control to make it quit because it's so, like, it's rough, and I couldn't do anything for like the week. So I was at work one time, and I started bleeding, and it was just doing the, you know, gunshot wound shit. And there was no getting around it. There is no getting around it. And I told my coworker, who was like 60 years old, and I said, I hate to tell you this, Donna, but I'm going to have to go home. I'm bleeding bad, and I can't make it stop. And she got pissed off. She got pissed off at me and was like, well, I got to do all this work. I said, no, I've already done it. I've already done it. I've already done it. Everything's done. Everything's set up. They just got to take the trays up to their rooms. The CNAs already do that. It's done. All you got to do is put the trays on the trays. That's it. And she didn't like that. I went home anyway. The manager wasn't there because it was like 8 o'clock or 7 or whatever. So it was just me and her. And there was nobody to tell me no. I just left. Everybody else got to work business hours. We didn't, because we were in service. So, but I left because, like, I was bleeding all over the place, and it's just too goddamn bad. But she got pissed off about that, and for a couple of reasons. One being, it had been so long since she had to worry about something like that she forgot what it was like. 2, she may have not ever had those kind of issues to start with if hers was never that bad. And 3, she came from a time when it didn't fucking matter. But it has to matter because we can't do anything about it. We can't make it go away. So that's why we have to look at it. So if you've got men coming at you, doctors who don't want to take care of you, and you're still being followed, and you're getting zip ties on your car door handles and shit like that, and then you go to work and other women are telling you can't go home if you're bleeding to death, you know, you've got a lot of enemies right now. The women have more enemies than anybody else in world history put together. And it's worldwide. It's wherever we go. We're hated just for existing. So that being our situation, like I've said, this isn't the time to be trying to kill each other off. This isn't the time for that. And I don't care if I hurt anybody's goddamn feelings. I'm sick of it. Apparently I hurt feelings just by posting a fucking selfie. So I don't really care about what I have to say. If it hurts your feelings, you're just the person that I need to talk to that needs to hear this. Just the person. Because there's a reason why this is hurting your feelings. Do you know what happens when something hurts my feelings? I fucking look at it. Do you know why? Because I have to. Because I have to get my shit together. If I'm going to set an example and empower other women, I have to be on my A. And when there's a man that actually has his head screwed on right, which, you know, it's only here and there, but it does happen. But when there's one who actually says something to me that gets my attention and brings my attention to some shit I'm doing, you think I don't listen? You think I don't think about that? Nah. No, I do think about it. Because I sit there and think, well, shit, you know, he's right. I need to cool it. And it's the truth. It's the truth. I'll sit here and say it all day long. I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. We really have to worry about our safety and shit like that. But, you know, out of the 99% that hate us, there would be like 1%, you know, that might have our back, but actively. And that's usually, and a lot of times that's the ones that say something to you that just kind of gets your attention. That's okay too. If you need to hear it from a man, then fine. Good luck finding one that's smart enough to be intuitive enough to do that, because that's just every once in a blue moon. But it's out there. It's just, I don't know what you're gonna do, because if you don't want to sit down with yourself and make peace with yourself and make peace with your inner child or whatever the fuck you need to do. Well, it'd be inner child work, because your inner child is feeling unsafe. Because if you're doing the thing where you're having to always like one up everybody around you, your inner child was taught that they're not enough, and no matter what kind of effort they make, it's never going to be enough. They're not good enough, and they're not up to par. And that being your situation and where you're coming from, that's exactly what you need to look at. You need to look at who in your early life, which parent or which parental figure or whoever the fuck made you feel like you weren't going to be enough. If you need to go under fucking hypnosis and figure it out, fine. If you need to, fine. If you can't remember. Sometimes people block shit out in their memories because it's too hurtful. It happens. I know I've done it. Well, like everyone's done it with something, most likely. Because shit is traumatic. And to cope with it, your brain just kind of shuts it out. That's why some people black out when they go into a rage. It's like their brain just can't take it. So, you know, if that's your situation, fine. But, I mean, whatever your deal is, you need to figure it out. Because this shit about hating women around you who are minding their own goddamn business, because no matter how much you hate her, she's still going to go and live her damn life. She's still going to go do the shit she's doing every day, the shit that pisses you off, whether she knows about you or not. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to drag this out. But, I mean, that message just needs to be put out. That this is fucking ridiculous. I'm not trying to be hard on y'all. I'm not trying to, you know, hurt your feelings or any of that. But some stuff just has to be brought to your attention. And this is just one of those things. If this is something that is really upsetting you or making your heart race or making you want to kill me or what have you, then that's exactly what you need to either get therapy on, or at least a life coach, or at least take Teal Swan's self-love course or some shit like that. You know, you need to do something, because there's a reason why you're that pissed off. Anger is a beautiful emotion, but it shows us what's important to us. And there's a reason why somebody else supposedly or perceived doing better than you is so important to you. So you need to look into that. That's all I'm going to say for today. Thank you.